We are back with another episode of the new Coast2Coast C2C soccer podcast. I'm Ben Shepherd, as always, joined by my buddy, the boy on my, you're on my left, camera left. What am I to you, Graham, when you're seeing this?
You're on my right, so
it works.
yeah, it works.
You know, Benjamin means the right hand of the Father when we're speaking to God. So I think this works perfectly.
Interesting.
Graham, before we get into, the main event, the coup de grace of our show today, which is a tier list. Because everybody on YouTube, everybody on the podcast sphere, everyone's doing their 1 to 20s this week as we get ready for the Premier League to kick off Friday. Right? We're recording this on the 14th. It kicks off tomorrow with Liverpool and Bournemouth, which is going to be a stellar game, by the way. I can't wait for that one. Everyone's doing 1 to 20s, and I think it's stupid. We don't know who's going to be first or who's going to be... Forget who's first and who's 20th. That's easy. How do you know who's 11th? I mean, it's always Crystal Palace, but how do you know who's 11th? So we're going to do a tier list that we're going to get into. But, Graham, do I pride myself on having a certain level of intelligence? Would you say?
Yeah, I'd say it's pride and ego mixed together.
Yes. The ego tends to, dominate.
Outshine,
Yeah, or outkick the coverage, as you would say. Did your video freeze up?
Yeah. Don't know what to do about that, but we're gonna let it go.
That's El Paso Wi-Fi right there.
Yep, Spectrum.
So I pride myself on my intelligence, and I moved to Boston, and I've never actually been in a real city with a real subway system before. Right? My mom's coming to town for the weekend tomorrow. We're going to see the Red Sox tomorrow night. Hyped. Going to be a great game. Marlins are coming to town. It should be really fun. But I got to pick her up from the airport tomorrow morning, and we're only taking the subway. I haven't done this before. I have no idea what I'm doing. So I go there. I ask the MBTA, the mass transit guy who's working there. I ask him, I'm like, dude, I have no idea what I'm doing. Can you get me like a card that has like a weekly pass, like for $20 or something like that? He walks me through it. I get my little Charlie card, right, that I can tap and go in and, a nice easy pass. I then go down to the train track that I know is the subway into downtown Boston. I then see on the other train track a train arriving. I think, fudge, I'm on the wrong side. I got to go to the other one to get on the train. Right? I get over there. I miss the train. As I'm over there, I look back. What's back on the track I was at? The train I was waiting for. So I go back over, and I made that train. So it didn't delay me at all. But it was the dumbest thing. There was literally a guy in a Red Sox hat, this probably 20-year-old kid, looking at me like, are you the biggest idiot on earth? What? Because everybody on the platform bailed to the other one. As a sheep who's never done this before, what do? I gotta follow him, right?
Of course.
Idiot. I'm idioto. I swear, idioto. I don't even know if that's Spanish for idiot, but it's what I am.
We'll roll with it.
All right, we're going to switch right away into our tier list.
All right, let's do it.
All right. I've pulled up the tier list for the world.
All right.
There's a ready-to-play. Do you want to try the Tampa Bay Treasure Collections?
Maybe another time.
Why would you go to Florida and go to the Gulf Coast? Why would you? Miami is right there.
Way better.
Yeah, you got to cross through Alligator Alcatraz, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, so we said we're going to randomly do this, and the first team that came up is Liverpool. Liverpool was the first team to come up. So, Liverpool Football Club, the defending champions first of all, I should explain the tier list. We have title race. We have fighting for Europe, mid-table, probably safe, and relegation battle. We might add a sixth if we find something where we're like, they don't really fit, right?
Yeah.
But Liverpool, I mean, Graham, correct me if I'm wrong, but this has got to be the easiest one of the day.
Yeah, title race is easy.
Obviously, okay, how much do you think, Graham? Obviously, they've gone through a lot of change, right? Trent's gone. Oh, goodness, I hit the space bar. Trent is gone. Darwin Nunez is gone. Diogo Jota is unfortunately very gone.
R.I.P.
And Andy Robertson is kind of moved on from. He's still in the club,
Yeah.
but they're kind of, Kalmin Kelleher is gone. This is probably Allison's last season. Like, with so many guys coming in, Ekatike, Wirtz, Kerkez, Frimpong, maybe Isak, is there going to be some growing pains early in the season, or do you think they're just going to hit the ground running and invincible this stuff?
I don't know about invincible, but I think they'll hit the ground running. Might have a few hiccups here and there, but I don't see them having to struggle too much.
So title race.
Yeah, easily title race, yeah.
If everything goes wrong, right, because it's going to be emotional. They lost a teammate from this earth. It's going to be a very emotional start to the season. But they kept Van Dijk. Konate, it might be his last year. They still want to strengthen their depth of their defense. They brought in some 19-year-old kid from Italy just yesterday. I'm blanking on the kid's name. But title race. We can done that off. They're going to be competing for the Premier League title. And we both picked them to win it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. All right, next we got Everton. Oh, no. Well, new stadium.
Yeah.
Jack Grealish.
Yep. It's a positive.
We have Jordan. We still have our center backs. We have no depth. I don't... okay. I'm biased on this one. Where would you put Everton right now?
I'm stuck between mid-table and probably safe. I feel like they're definitely gonna be safe, but I feel they're right on the cusp of the two. So I
Pick one.
do probably safe.
Okay.
I think.
What is the biggest thing that you say probably safe over mid-table or under mid, instead of mid-table?
Yeah. You already said it. The lack of depth.
The potential for injury.
Yeah. If something bad happens for even one of your major starters, the season could go off the rails a bit.
I've seen a lot of people talk about us finishing 10th to 8th to 12th is where everyone seems to be putting us. If I see this U.S. Open add one more time, I swear to the Heavenly Father, it's going to pop up again.
But yeah.
You didn't say anything that was incorrect. Our lack of depth is probably what will keep us mired in probably safe.
Yeah.
But Jack Grealish is so exciting.
It is an exciting signing.
Barry is so exciting. The fact that Kieran Dewsbury-Hall, we have a solid midfielder that can now allow James Garner to be on the bench. I get what you're saying. I think our offense is very exciting. Our defense is very solid, with the exception of right back potentially. But we have no depth. That's not enough for me to make a case for putting them in mid-table. But I don't think they're going to be... I think once we keep going, I might push them up, depending on who else we put in mid-table. Because I think there are some teams that we're going to think about putting in mid-table that Everton are better than. This is not one of them. We got Burnley. All right, next. No, I'm kidding, of course, but they're going to finish 20th. This team sucks. This team, look, okay. They were really good in the championship last year. Burnley they will be tough to score on. Unlike Sunderland Southampton last year, while I think they're the worst team in the league, they're not going to be an embarrassing team.
No, not at all.
They have solid defensive shape from guys like Maxime Esteve. They added Kyle Walker, who sure can't play right back anymore, but he could be a right-sided center back in a back three. He could certainly do that if they decide to go with the back five route. But even if they do perfect this year, they finish 18th.
Yeah.
They're not going to score. They look like Everton if we had less offense. You know what I mean? That's it.
I just miss the Burnley of old. The didn't care, we'll smash you, we'll try to break your legs. I loved watching that.
How did they not re-sign Josh Brownhill? It doesn't make any sense.
I have no idea.
Nobody's signed him as of today. He's still a free agent. He was their second highest goal scorer last year, playing out of central midfield. They don't have James Trafford anymore. They don't have CJ Egan-Riley. This team might be really bad. I hope they hire Sean Dyche midway through the season, though. That'd be hilarious.
I would love that. I would love
he
to
returns.
See that.
He'd be the perfect manager for this team.
Yeah.
All right. We're going from one promoted team to another. Which one do you think it is?
Leeds.
It's Leeds United. All right. I want to put Leeds United right in the relegation battle just because they're a newly promoted team.
Yeah.
And I don't think their team is very good.
Yeah.
Would you put them higher?
I'm going to say no, only because relegation battle, that can consist of 6 teams. So I would say put them right there, relegation.
Ahead of Burnley, though.
Yeah, they're definitely ahead of Burnley.
I just don't think some of they've made some moves, right? Sean Longstaff has come in, Anton Stach has come in, Jacques Biol has come in, Lucas Perry's the new goalkeeper. Allegedly. They've signed Dominic Calvert-Lewin, pending a medical physical, but apparently they've signed Dominic Calvert-Lewin to come in and be their Patrick Bamford replacement. I don't know why you'd replace a guy who hasn't been good since 2021 and is always injured with a guy who hasn't been good since 2021 and is always injured, but I digress.
Maybe they're cooking, I don't know.
Also, their coach is the worst coach in Premier League history, and Daniel Farke is not good enough to coach at this level, and I think he'll be fired by October.
That's fair, I guess.
No, I think their only chance of staying up is firing him early enough to hire I don't know. Good point. Maybe even a Ruud van Nistelrooy or something out of left field like that. Or Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I mean, he'd never coach Leeds, obviously.
No.
But, you know what I mean.
Yeah. I understand.
I just think that team has no shot to stay. You think they have a shot to stay up, though.
I do think. I think they can fight.
I don't. I think they're a step above Burnley, and it's only because they have the Red Bull partnership and 49er ownership money that Burnley doesn't have. I think, unlike Burnley, Leeds' defense is suspect, and while they'll win more games than Burnley, I think they'll also get wiped out in more games than Burnley will. Burnley, the worst they'll play, they'll lose 3-0, maybe 4-1. Leeds might lose a 7-0 at some point when they run up against an Arsenal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, next we got Chelsea. This is an interesting one. I would say they're right in the title race, but do they really deserve it?
I don't know. I don't think they've done... they definitely don't have bad players.
Well, they're the best team in the world.
Yeah, they definitely have depth. I don't know. They got depth. That's a big thing though.
They brought in 2 new strikers, Liam Delap and João Pedro. They brought in Jorel Hato to be the backup for Marc Cucurella. They brought in Estevao, the young 18-year-old Brazilian wunderkind. They brought in Jamie Bino Gittins, the kitten master, Bino Gittins. They didn't really lose anybody integral to their team, but their goalkeeper is Robert Sanchez.
Yeah, that
Are
still
you
pisses
able
me
to
off.
are you able to be a title contender when your goalkeeper is Robert Sanchez and you just lost Levi Colwill for the whole season with an ACL tear?
But yeah, I mean,
Like, their center backs are Trevor Chalobah and probably Tosin Adarabioyo.
Adebayo. Right,
Adarabioyo.
get it right.
It's a solid back pair.
I love Adebayo. It's my
But you're
boy.
not winning the title with him as your second best defender.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not. Graham.
Probably
when
not.
he was-
Hey. I'm not leaving anything to chance
No,
here.
no.
It could happen.
That's like saying Everton have a chance to win the title because
No, that
James
is not.
Tarkowski. No, because James
That is
Tarkowski's just as good as Tosin.
Yeah, you know what's different? You don't have Cole Palmer. You don't have Nkuku.
But no,
you don't have João Pedro. You don't have
Nkunku
Nico Jackson.
They're not going to have Nico
Yeah,
Jackson
they're both leaving.
or Nkunku.
Allegedly.
Nkunku apparently is going to Bayern Munich within the week. And
they have Pedro
I have
Neto
no
still.
idea about what's going to happen to.
They have Moise Caicedo. They have so many players. Like
100%. They have an extremely talented team at some places.
Yeah.
But I think what differentiates them from the three other teams that are going to be in title race is the weaknesses that those other three teams do not have, I don't think. But I don't know if are we going to put them in fighting for Europe with, like, I don't know, Villa, Newcastle, Spurs, or United?
I feel like they're definitely better. Yeah, they're better than
those teams.
But
okay, we might come back to them. I might make a category in between these two that's just called Chelsea.
All right.
Because I don't think they're in a title race, but I think there's a chance they steal points from all three teams that will be in that category.
Yeah.
So put a pin in that. I might make Chelsea its own category, which I think would be hilarious. Moving on, our next team is Manchester United, the biggest club in Europe. Okay, coming off of the worst season in team history, and you can argue it's even worse than when 80% of the team died in a plane crash coming back from Munich. All right? It could have been more disastrous than that, because at least that created the legend of Matt Busby. All right, which then built Manchester United into what it became. They've made a lot of moves. Their offense looks really solid, fine. I'm still not sold on Benjamin Šeško. He has a lot to prove. I'm not sold on Mateus Cunha. I'm more sold on Brian Mbeumo, but I'm not sold about his fit. They might get Carlos Baleba. Their defense is still awful. They might get Gianluigi Donnarumma. I'll say this right now. If they get Donnarumma and Baleba, no discussion, they're in fighting for Europe.
Yeah. But I also saw that Man City is after Donnarumma, so
yes,
which I think he'd be more inclined to go there.
I agree with that.
United,
but I
easily.
also don't. I don't think Donnarumma's a fit for either team because both those teams like to play out of the back, and Donnarumma does not like that. That's why he's leaving PSG because he doesn't want to play out of the back. He's like, dude, I'm sick of doing this. Like, it puts me at too much jeopardy. Like, can I just lob the ball up? We're playing in Ligue 1. Like, we're fine.
Yeah.
Are they fighting for Europe? Let's say Europe is, what, top 7?
Yeah.
Are they in contention for top 7 right now? Yeah, probably.
I mean, yeah, a hard one. You can always say that, and then they'll finish like 8th.
They can't be as bad as they were last year. They cannot. I don't think it's possible. I just don't think it's possible.
I definitely don't think they will. I don't think they'll be as bad as last year. There's no way. But
they can't be. They can't be as bad as they were last year.
It's a lot of certainties around here.
No, it is physically impossible for them to be as bad as they were last year.
I will agree with it
because they do have relegated.
More. Yeah, they do have more players. They get
a whole offseason with their manager.
Yeah.
They're not playing in Europe. They just have to worry about one competition and a couple cups that nobody really cares about anymore. I think they're fighting for Europe, but Oh, God, that's going to come back to haunt me when they finish 11th.
Or 19th.
Dude, if they finish 19th, I think the country of England will fall off into the sea. Do you want to put them mid-table, or are you fine?
I'm fine with Europe.
Okay, we're fine with that.
Yeah.
I don't. That was. I didn't like that. Sunderland is next, our final newly promoted team.
Oh,
The Black Cats are back in the Premier League.
Sunderland till I die.
They're
What a
obviously in the
great hockey
relegation battle.
series. Yeah.
Yes, it is. They're in the relegation battle. I would put them above Leeds and Burnley. Would you?
Okay. I would put them right below Leeds.
So you'd put them in between the two. Here's why I'd put them above Leeds. Granit Xhaka. No, that's it. Granit Xhaka. The ball is in your court.
Dude, I love the man. I do love the man, but I don't know.
He turned down playing for Erik ten Hag and in the Champions League to join Sunderland. I know they're ahead of schedule. They signed Simone Adingra. Those two players, Xhaka and Adingra, are better than anybody on Leeds. I'm serious.
No, I agree with Granit Xhaka. I just don't know too much about Adingra. Like, I don't. So
he plays for Brighton, and he was recruited by Brighton, which means he's really good.
There you go. Yeah.
It does tend to be
how.
Like,
Brighton knows how to. They know how to scout their players out.
Yes. And now it is a sign that he was expendable by them. Like, it's not like we're talking about the next Pervis Estupinian or anything like that.
Yeah.
But he is a very fast, very physical winger who uses his speed very well. I think Sunderland's staying up. So I have a hard time putting them behind Leeds. I think player for player, they're better up and down the board than Leeds United is.
Yeah.
I just think they have more. And I think now I'm not throwing shade at Elland Road. I'm not throwing shade at Elland Road. It's a very tough place to play. Everyone knows that. But they've waited so long for this. Now, I will say their defense is not great. Sunderland's defense is not great. But everything above the defense
is pretty
looks
good.
Scary good. Like, they got Mark Gui on loan from Chelsea as well. That 19-year-old Spanish kid that they've had. They brought in Enzo Lafitte. They brought in Habib Diarra from Strasbourg. Like, I mean, they've spent $150 million. Like,
yeah, they're fighting. They want this. Million. They want this.
They even have they have an 18-year-old named Chris Rigg, who was the talk of. I listened to the Not Top 20 podcast for my EFL stuff, and they all love Chris Rigg. I'll cede to you on this one about Leeds staying above Sunderland, but I'm not. I want it on the record that I like Sunderland more. I want that on the record.
That's fair. I love Sunderland.
Brentford. Brentford's next. Brentford is absolutely done. They're done. Relegation battle.
They're fighting.
Below Leeds.
They are fighting this one.
This team might be terrible this year.
I don't necessarily think. I don't know for sure in my head if they're going to get relegated, but they're definitely going to have to fight. They have to pull something out.
I think they're a poor man. What they've done this summer is a slightly dollar store version of what Sunderland has done.
Yeah.
Calvin Kelleher, I really like that signing from Liverpool to be their new number one goalkeeper, but he's very unproven.
Yeah.
Jordan Henderson is just a worse version of Granit Xhaka. Dango Ouattara, who they just brought in like an hour ago from Bournemouth, is worse than Simone Adingra.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how you can lose in the space of 2 years. You can lose Ivan Toney, Brian Mbeumo, your captain, Christian Norgard, your manager who got you promoted all those years ago in Thomas Frank, and potentially even Joanna Wissa, who might still be leaving. He's linked very heavily with Newcastle. If he leaves, there's no debate. They're going down. If he stays, they might fight for it. But unless Kevin Schad is the next Brian Mbeumo, and I don't think he is, they're done.
Yeah, I can't disagree with it.
Their new manager is a set-piece coach.
Yeah, they're gonna have to show a lot of grit to stay up. That's it. That's all there is to it.
Speaking of grit, this is a great time to announce our unofficial sponsorship with Grit FC.
Oh yeah,
a T-shirt that I really like. It fits around. I'm not wearing it, but it fits around my neck really nicely, and it makes my arm look big and my stomach look small. And isn't that what you want from a T-shirt?
Absolutely.
Grit FC. I don't know.
Sorry, that was none of that ever again. Don't ever do that again.
You don't like the Grit FC roar?
Not the roar. Roar needs to go back where it came from.
Would you put them above either Sunderland or Leeds before we move on?
No.
Okay. Arsenal Football Club. All right.
Yep.
Okay. The question I want to ask about Arsenal. I personally would fire Mikel Arteta if they don't win the league this year.
Yeah, agreed. I think it has to happen this time.
There's no there's no excuse, right? Like, their entire team is back. They improved their backup goalkeeping by adding Kepa, so David Raya can have a couple days off. They have the best defense in the Premier League. There's no debate. Gabriel and William Saliba are the best center back pairing. Jurrien Timber might be the best right back in the entire league. And Miles Lewis-Skelly is a rapidly improving prospect on the left.
Yeah.
They have maybe the best player in the Premier League in Bukayo Saka. He isn't, but he has an argument to be.
He does.
They maybe have the best center midfielder in the Premier League in Declan Rice. He isn't, but he has an argument to be. And they've finally done what they've been talking about doing for years now, signing a striker. And it's Victor Gyökeres, who we talked about a little bit last week.
Yep.
Scores a lot in leagues that don't matter. We'll see.
He has time. This is time to prove himself. He's got to do it.
Okay, so I'll ask you a couple questions. First, Victor Gyökeres. If he isn't a immediate and I would argue massive improvement on Kai Havertz, was he worth the money?
Why not?
Okay, if Arsenal finish second, or maybe even worse, could happen. Should Arteta be fired? If they finish second, certainly if they finish third. But if they lose again if they lose to Liverpool, I think they're just not as talented. Fine.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it's
Man
close.
City?
Yeah, if it's a close title race.
Forget close. If they lose to anybody not named Liverpool, because they're a better team, talent-wise, top to bottom, than Man City is right now.
Yeah.
Top to bottom.
Oh, yeah, no, I completely agree with it.
I don't know who you bring in.
I'm saying for Arteta's sake, they just have to make it as close as possible if they're not winning it.
They have to win something.
Yeah,
if it isn't the League Cup. League Cup doesn't count. They got to win the FA Cup and finish second. They got to win the Champions League and finish second, or they got to win the league.
Yep.
Otherwise, it's a failure. Actually, finishing 16th and winning the Champions League would be a successful season for Arsenal.
It would be,
Just like I would call Spurs' season last year a success. Do you agree, though, that below Liverpool, above Chelsea?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Perfect. Yeah. All right, Aston Villa. A team that also has kind of done nothing all summer. They really can't do anything. They can't afford anything. But unlike a team that we'll get to later, Newcastle, they don't really bitch about it. You don't really hear them complaining about it. They're like, yeah, it kind of sucks, but it's kind of the bed we live in right now.
Yeah.
Like, hopefully we'll get, more consistent revenue and we'll become a bigger club with Unai as our manager and with all these players, and maybe we'll get some big sell-ons if Amadou Onana blows up, or if Ezri Konsa returns to form, or if Morgan Rogers blows up, like something like that, right?
Yeah.
They're fighting for Europe. I would say they're above Man United, but it's not that big of a gap.
No, it's not. I think it's gonna be like the one gets
Do you
not even
think they're good
fourth,
enough to
maybe,
finish
but
5?
yeah, I would say. I think they could pull it out
So they could
easily.
get back into Champions League, because they're in Europa League this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
Yeah, they got Europa League with now
Mhm.
Nottingham Forest. LOL.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on that BS.
You know, I think they can do it. I mean, like they still have hopefully, and I say hopefully on this one because I do like the player. They still have Rashford on loan,
No, they don't.
so they don't. I thought they had him until
Rashford
like
went on loan to
February.
Barcelona.
Oh, you're right. I did read that.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, they still
No,
have players though. Like they
and they're
don't. It's not like they
potentially
don't have good
selling. They're
players.
potentially selling Leon Bailey as well.
Oh, that one's just
I
gonna
heard
be
that
rough.
today. Roma is going in hard for Leon Bailey right now.
Ooh,
Um,
that'd be a good club for him too.
it would be. But no, they do still have. They have. You can argue outside of Newcastle, which probably has the best defensive midfield in
Yeah.
the entire league. They have a really good defensive midfield. Amadou Onana, Yuri Tielemans, Boubacar Kamara, all 3 very solid midfielders. Ollie Watkins can score. Emi Martinez, when he's not being an idiot, can save shots. Of course, he cost them Champions League.
Yeah.
They still have 2 very good left backs with Luca Digne and Ian Matson. They're solid. I mean, they got a John McGinn still. Like, he's still kicking around out there. There are talks about they might have to sell him to us. I'd love that. But I don't know why he would do that. They're fighting for Europe, for sure.
Yeah.
And outside of Everton, I think that might be my favorite team in the league. I love Aston Villa. I love
They are
Unai
fun.
Emery. I love. Yeah, they're such a fun team.
It's just like you can never. Oh, I would hate to like have to bet against like Aston Villa playing like Liverpool just because I feel like they can pull something out like no matter what they're playing. Might not be pretty, but it's possible.
All right, are you ready for this? We're on to Bridesmaid FC, Newcastle United.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Newcastle United. Graham, I'm sure you and I have. I'm speaking for both of us because I know it to be true for me, and I assume it to be true for you. We've both been rejected a fair amount in our lives, our young lives. We have been told no more often than yes. Okay, you can confirm and agree. Newcastle has been said no so many times this year. It's gotten to be hilarious.
Just like
This team, it couldn't score with a hooker. I can't put it any less bluntly. They couldn't with anything right now. No chance. This team has been told no by Ekatike. They've been told no by Mark Gahey. They've been told no by everybody else. James Trafford. Like what is going on there? Do people just not want to go to Tyneside? Like, what?
I don't know. It's just
Benjamin Sesko said no.
I mean, they
Brian
got
Aguero
Aaron
said no.
Ramsdale on loan.
What?
Yeah, they have Aaron Ramsdale on loan from Southampton, apparently.
Like, Aaron, okay.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Cool.
Like,
Last I heard,
it happened
Aaron
like
Ramsey
August
was playing for
2nd.
Cardiff.
Dude, I've heard so many different things. But
right, look,
I'm looking at it. It says Newcastle United on loan for him, so.
Newcastle United's got a great midfield with Sandro Tonali, Joelinton, and Bruno G. They're really physical. They're really solid. Anthony Gordon is a really good defensive left midfielder.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really have anything on the right. Their defense, I mean, I think that Tino Livramento is kind of stepped into his own as a starting right back. They have that young kid on the left. They have Kieran Trippier to back them up. They're fighting for Europe, but if they lose Isak, they might be mid-table.
Yeah, they definitely won't get relegated, But yeah, they definitely should be mid-table.
I want to put them in fighting for Europe up behind Man United.
Yeah, that's fair. I can see
Is Man
that.
United going to finish higher in the table than Newcastle this year? Oh god.
If they lose Isak, maybe.
I hate Newcastle fans. They have been so annoying this summer. They have been so deranged all summer. If you go, do you watch Pitchside?
No,
You should, because it's hilarious. But their producer, his name is Lewis. I'm sure you've seen him in clips.
probably.
He's a Newcastle fan, and he has been wrong all summer. And watching their videos, he still won't admit that his team just aren't a big club. He just won't admit it. He keeps saying PSR this and PSR that, and it's PSRing me off. All right? You don't know what PSR is, Newcastle. We do. We had 10 points taken from us. You haven't gotten crap done to you.
Nope.
I'm staring into the camera for this one right here. All right?
Personal between you
They're
and
fighting
Newcastle
for Europe,
fans.
but they're the last thing fighting for Europe. I can't put them mid-table because this is where some of these teams, I mean, Jesus, none of them there, though. All right, this might have to get shifted. Everton's all lonely, too. Uh-oh. Coming down to the wire here, and there's not it's a lot of bottom and top, you know what I mean?
Now we got like, what, 9 teams left? Yeah.
Crystal Palace. These poor bastards. Winners of the FA Cup. Winners of the Community Shield on penalties. Beating a Liverpool team that kind of didn't try in the second half.
Yeah.
Okay. Hear me out on this, and then I'll leave it to you.
All right.
They're a mid-table team. If they lose Eze and Mark Gahey, they're joining Everton and probably safe, and they're behind us. How say you?
I mean, yeah, I can't really disagree with any of that. It makes sense. I mean, like, they're so fun to watch though. Like,
Yes.
like it just like especially 'cause, I got an American on the team, Chris Richards.
Solid
He's
center
doing.
back.
Yep, he's been good. He's been doing
He's
good for them.
solid when he's part of a back three. He should not
Yeah.
be left alone out there in a back two. Dean
Yeah.
Henderson in his hat. Fun. Adam Morton.
It is fun.
Adam Morton's the next Declan Rice. Jean-Philippe Mateta has come out of nowhere to be one of the best, most underrated strikers in the Prem the past year and a half.
Yeah.
But if they lose Eze and Gahey, I think they'll keep. I think Gahey stays.
Yeah,
I don't
I
think
think he
Eze
will.
does. I would love it if both of them stay, because then they're a mid-table team that will probably win the Conference League.
And it makes it
But
so
if-
much more exciting.
If
Too.
both of them leave, dude, they're not even going to win Conference League.
Nah.
So we
They'll
have
make
to
a
put-
run,
'cause
but it won't be.
we have to put them
super
as
far.
they are right now, and they have to be mid-table, right?
Yeah.
Because that's how they're constructed right now. And I love their manager too. He's so great. We got Wolves next.
Oof.
All right,
Yeah. I can.
the best team in the 5-team relegation battle. There might be a sixth in there as I'm seeing who we have left.
Yeah.
But, and I think you know who I'm talking about.
think I do.
But Wolves, okay. It can't just be losing. Okay. Why I think they're the best of the relegation battle is because Vitor Pereira is the best manager in that group. They still have Gomez in midfield. They still have Jose Sa and Sam Johnstone, 2 solid goalkeepers. They still have Max Kilman as their captain and defender. They still have Hwang Hee-chan. They still have Strand Larsen, that big 6'7" Norwegian bastard who keeps scoring on us.
Yeah.
But losing Ryan Aït-Nouri and losing Mateus Nunes for a team that was right out. I mean, they would have been in the relegation battle had the 3 bottom teams not been so much worse than everyone.
So bad last season.
I can't put them in the same category as Everton because I think Everton has the potential to get as high as maybe 10 or 11 if things fall their way. Wolves' peak is 14. Peak. is 14. And I think there's a chance they do go down.
Yeah.
They just don't have enough. And unlike if Brentford go down, I'd be sad if Wolves go down.
I would be sad.
I don't know if sad would be the right word. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
it
I
would
mean,
feel like a
but,
loss
like,
for the Premier League. I don't think losing Brentford now that Thomas Frank isn't there, that wouldn't be a loss for the Premier League as a whole.
Yeah.
Losing Wolves, losing that stadium, losing those colors, losing the perpetual Portuguese flair that team has, that would be a loss.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to you about this before, but I loved the old Wolves team. Raul Jimenez, Diogo Jota, Dama Traore, Matt Doherty.
Dude, that dude had to be on steroids.
Dude.
Dude, I'm dead serious. I'm only mostly kidding. Dama Traore has muscles that have muscles.
Dude, he's so big.
Dude,
and he's so fast. He's so fast.
But he's not good.
But like, yeah, that's the thing though. Like they just use his speed, and we're like, hey,
terrible.
if you can just make this simple pass, you'll stay in the team, and he would get it. He got it done those seasons with them.
Can you imagine?
And now
Dwight McNeil looked like him. He'd be the greatest player on earth.
Dude, I honestly, I love him so much. Like I don't care if we don't use him that much or he's not that great for us, but I love that he's on Fulham just because it's so fun to watch this gigantic freak of a player just sprint at people, body them out of the way, and then just kick the ball 30 yards into the sands. I don't care that he does it. It's just so fun to watch him. It's so fun.
Well, speaking of Fulham, it's
we're
Bournemouth
up.
time.
Aw.
Bournemouth.
Man,
You're
I got
still
excited.
not up.
Got excited, dude.
Bournemouth has lost a lot, man. Bournemouth has lost kind of everybody.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
like the signings they've
cometh
made.
they taketh.
Right? I mean, they've lost basically their back five.
Yeah.
They lost Kepa. He went back to Chelsea on loan and is now signed with Arsenal. They lost Kirkesh, who went to Liverpool, their left back. They lost their two center backs in Zabarny and Huijsen, who went to PSG and Real Madrid. You know, they each did, respectively. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And they never really had a right back because Julian Araujo's not good enough for this level, and Adam Smith can't really move anymore. But like adding Jorge Petrovic, who was really good at Strasbourg last year. I thought he should have been Chelsea's number one instead of Robert Sanchez, but they didn't think so because he's not as good at distributing. He's just a shot stopper. Adrien Truffert, I've heard really good things about.
Yeah.
A really good young player from Rennes. Bafode Diakite is a young 24-year-old center back from Lille who should be able to partner decently well with Marcos Senesi, who's the guy that they're keeping from their defense. And they still have a lot of they have all their offensive talent back. Evan Nielsen's still there. Tara Viner's still there. Ouattara's gone, as we just mentioned. He just left today. But honestly, as I look at Bournemouth, I don't think they should go into mid-table. I think they should be with us and probably safe.
Yeah, I can agree with that one.
And
you know why they're going to be safe? It's because of Tyler Adams. He's going to break ankles. By break, I mean literally shatter them.
I don't think even I don't think there's a discussion that Bournemouth can go down.
They won't. They still have talent.
That's why they're not in relegation battle, right? But I also think they're behind Everton.
Yeah, I think they're a well-gelled team that they work together really well.
Yeah, they'll
as a team as a whole.
They have a very good manager in Iriola. Mm-hmm. They'll probably finish 13th or 14th. They could overperform again and finish 11th. They could underperform again and finish 16th. Right?
Yeah,
that's what we're looking at with Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And I think Everton have a higher ceiling because the players we do have are more talented than the ones they have.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I would say at every position.
Yeah.
Save maybe no, there isn't one. Depth offensively is the one thing they would have.
Offensively, yeah.
Offensive depth.
They got depth in almost every other like position, but
Yeah, they have a lot of depth.
offense, yeah,
No. They don't have any defensive depth anymore.
or
Defensive
defense, yeah.
depth.
Sorry, yeah.
Because they also lost their backup goalkeeper. Mark Travers came over to Everton to be our new backup goalkeeper. Because that does matter when you're bringing in a new goalkeeper.
No, it is, yeah, yeah.
Brighton's next. All right.
All right.
They have, as Brighton always does, they've lost a lot. But they've also brought in a lot. They lost João Pedro. They lost Simon Adingra. They lost Parvis Estupinian. They sent out Evan Ferguson on loan, who I didn't even realize. Evan Ferguson's still only 20, dude.
Jeez, dude.
And
what?
they've already written off that dude for his career, which is really sad. They might be losing Carlos Baleba, who's really linked to Manchester United. They've already brought in Olivier Boscogli to be a new center back. They brought in Maxime de Kuiper from Club Bruges to be the left back, and they spent $35 million on a Greek 18-year-old named Charlamapos Kostoulas. I hate the Greeks and their names, man. Their names are the worst. When it comes to Brighton, I think they are so perfect at doing what they do.
Yeah.
That I want to put them in fighting for Europe over mid-table.
They might belong in that Chelsea spot.
No,
I'm kidding.
All their players play for Chelsea.
Kidding.
No.
I think I don't know how much I agree with fighting for Europe. I think they're high mid-table.
That's where you think they should go above Palace mid-table?
Yeah, I think they're high mid-table. I mean, they have to have so much money in the bank that they're just waiting for the right time, just cash in or cash out, I should say.
I'm going to cede to you on this one because when I look at Brighton and then I look at Newcastle and even Man United, no, it's not there. If they lose Baleba, they stay right there, I think, though. I think they don't move because I think midfield, they're very deep in midfield. They might lose Matt O'Reilly, too. There are links to him maybe going out to Italy as well. Okay. All right. We got 5 teams left. We'll try to keep this under an hour. And look who it is. It's Fulham.
Yes, come on.
Up the cottages.
Come on.
All right. I ceded to you for Everton. Listen to me first on Fulham.
All right.
You haven't done anything this summer, which isn't good, but it's not necessarily bad. Your team has undergone no change, which tends to be good for consistency, but can contribute to blandness and kind of just being over it as a player. I'm putting you... if I were to do this right now, I'd put you probably safe in a tie with Everton, but I can't do that. So because of your consistency, I'd put you above us and probably safe.
Okay.
But I would not put you mid-table. Do you
think
you belong in mid-table? I don't think you have a chance. I think mid-table is for you have a chance of finishing 8th or 9th. I don't think you guys have a chance of that.
So I don't know how much I would say like 8th or 9th. I'm not going to say 7th this year like I did last year. But I think they have a chance to, I don't know, maybe surprise people. I don't know, because we haven't lost a person yet. We haven't gained a person. But I think we're building with the team that we have, and I'm excited to see the players have they had more time to really connect and work on their chemistry on the field, which I'm excited to see because I feel like it should be a lot better, especially with like Adama Traore and Raul Menez. I think they'll have more time to really gel into that team, which, I mean, they're pretty well gelled already, but I feel like they'll have more time to really stick in.
So you want to put your team up in mid-table?
I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to be like.
No, you are though.
Yeah, I'm not. I know, but I'm not trying.
You're a partisan hack.
I'm not trying to be, but I can see it happening. But at the same time, I think that I
So,
think
so
probably safe is like just barely maybe above Everton is like
I knew this was going
accurate.
to happen. I knew this was going to happen. I don't think you can take Fulham anywhere that Everton doesn't go.
Yeah, we're basically the same team.
Go starting lineup, position by position. Name me one position you are better at than us, outside of right wing with Harry Wilson. I will wait.
Left back.
Fair. Yes, Anthony Robinson's better than Vitaly Mikolenko. I forgot about Anthony Robinson. You
Can't
don't have a
forget
better
about him.
You don't have a better goalkeeper.
God, I love Bern Leno
But
so much.
no, but he's not as good as Jordan Pickford.
I know, I still love him so much.
Both of our center backs are better than yours.
Oh,
They
Calvin
wouldn't.
Bassey and Joaquin Anderson.
I rest my case. Your
We
right
wish
back
you had
is better than
Joaquin.
ours because we don't have a right back.
That's true. Yeah, because we do.
I would take Idrissa Gueye over anybody you have as a holding midfielder. He literally led the league in tackles 2 years in a row.
Yeah. I couldn't make an argument about that right now. Obviously, if we still had Paulinho,
I would take the combo of Beto and Thierno Barry over your two combo of Jimenez and what am I?
Muniz.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I would take our attacking midfield combo of Jack Grealish and Ilman Ndiaye over Alex Iwobi, who I love, and whoever you guys have at number 10.
Yeah, I mean, if that changes based on the game, though.
So are we agreeing with that? Because if you bring them up here, I'm bringing them right up there with them.
No, I understand that. Yeah, no, I know. I'm saying, like I already said, that I think probably safe is correct, but like it's pushing like in between the two. So for me, it's like it's hard to say.
Okay,
but I would say probably safe
because your apart is in half.
Yeah, I love my team.
Okay, I love Everton. I also know we're not finishing 7th.
Well, anyone with two eyes can tell you that.
But everyone with two eyes would say the same thing about Fulham.
Nope.
What? All right, Spurs. We got 4 teams left and we're at 57 minutes, dude. Let's go. Come on. Fighting for Europe, I would say above everybody except Villa.
Yeah, I can agree with it.
I really love Thomas Frank. I think they still have a lot of really good talent, like Mickey Van de Ven. They almost had this UEFA Super Cup by the nuts, and then
dude, it's just so unfortunate.
It is Spurs.
It's Spurs. It's Spursy.
The thing that could drop them below Man United is the fact that they're playing Champions League and United isn't.
Yeah, that's true.
3 teams left. Guess who it's going to be next?
The Forest.
It is Nottingham Forest. Good guess.
Yeah, 2 for 2.
All right. I hope this club gets relegated. I said this every year. I hope it happens again. It won't.
It's not going to.
Okay.
I wouldn't say mid-table. I'm going to say probably safe for me.
But at the top of probably safe.
Yes, say at the top.
I agree with that. They're better.
It could either be in between us or just behind you.
No, they're better than either one of our teams.
No, I'm saying but like
both of
on
our
paper.
Teams no.
On paper, they're always better, but they have it. There's always chances for mistakes.
No, I think
don't know how players will play.
I think there's a chance both of us finish above them, but that's only because they're in Europa League and doing the Thursday game, Sunday turnaround.
Yeah, they might be lacking the depth for that schedule.
That is what's gonna possibly mid-table's real thin. All right, we got West Ham. All right, hot take time.
Yeah, no, that's.
But in all reality, it's probably there. At the bottom of
probably probably safe. Is, yeah.
Because they still have talent. And if their talent is healthy, ergo Callum Wilson, Nicholas Füllkrug, they're fine.
Yeah.
I just think Graham Potter and a 3-5-2 or whatever they run is the stupidest formation on earth. I don't get it with this team. I don't get Graham Potter. I don't think he's very good. And I've heard a lot of people talking about West Ham going down.
Yeah,
I've heard a lot.
I didn't see any of that until you told me about that. But I mean, say I don't see like not that they I don't see them getting relegated, but I see them getting really close to it, to where like last maybe like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, they're
Yeah.
barely hanging on, and then
I,
like last three,
I
four
think
weeks
they're
they
the
just
new
push
us.
up.
They're the new us
Yeah,
without the ownership turmoil.
yeah, yeah,
Like I think that's a team that's really going to struggle this year again, and I think it's a manager who will be sacked in midseason.
yeah. I can see it.
Manchester City is in title race.
Yep, that's not even. We don't
Um,
have to argue about that. Yeah, they're definitely both Chelsea.
I am gonna. Yes.
I
Let's just go
was wondering.
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
We'll make them gray because why not? That's a tier list, bro. Because Chelsea isn't on par with those three teams. They're not those three teams. But they're also significantly better, I'd say, or at least substantially better than any of these four.
Yeah, like the depth is what for me is what sets them apart from the fighting for Europe.
All
Those
right,
teams in fighting for Europe.
so real quick, if this sticks, our combined duo, 1 to
Yeah.
20, 1 Liverpool, 2 Arsenal, 3 City, 4 Chelsea, 5 Villa getting Champions League, 6 Spurs, 7 Man United, 8 Newcastle, missing out, actually that'd be Conference League, I think. Maybe, depends on cups.
Yeah.
Eighth, it depends
Yeah.
on cups. 9th Brighton, 10th Palace, 11th Forest, 12th Fulham, 13th Everton, 14 Bournemouth, 15 West Ham, 16, 17 relegated. But again, I think these two should switch.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid. That's pretty consistent with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Real quick before we end this, on Manchester City, they've made a lot of really good signings as well. Ryan Cherokee, Ryan Aït-Nouri, especially oh my God, Tijani Reinders.
Oh yeah, yeah. I keep forgetting they went there. It's just like
Are they better than Arsenal? Or is their defense and potentially goalkeeping still enough of a hindrance to keep them below Arsenal?
I think it might just be just barely enough.
If
honestly.
they add Donnarumma, are they above Arsenal?
I think they'll
I'd
be
say-
like neck and neck. So
I would
don't
say
know.
yes. If Man City has Donnarumma in net, they're a better
Yeah, I
team
think
than Arsenal.
the goalkeeping will make a big difference. Yeah, I will agree. Yeah.
I really hope also Phil Foden can return to form.
Honestly, yeah, he's so much fun to watch.
Any last minute change you want to do to the tier list?
Nope, I think we got it right where we need it to be.
Perfect. All right, then we're going to wrap up this show real quick with our pick'ems. All right, we're going to be doing this every week. We're going to be picking 5 games right now, and we're going to compete against each other. And we are going to, it's 1 point if you get the result, win, loss, or draw, and 3 points if you get the score correct. All right, we're going to start on Saturday. It's 4 Premier League games and 1 La Liga game this week. Couldn't find any matchups I loved from the DFP Pokal. At Villa Park, the early morning Saturday game, if I'm not mistaken, Aston Villa, Newcastle. All right, by what score?
3-1.
Okay. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. I don't love Villa's offense. And I don't love Newcastle's either. But I also don't love either team's goalkeeper. So I think a 1-1 draw is, I think Newcastle's got enough to steal a point on the road right off the bat. Second game at Old Trafford. The biggest game of match day 1. Easily the biggest. Manchester United hosting Arsenal.
Arsenal 1-0. I think it's close. Just because Man United's at home, I think they're going to keep it close.
That's going to be a bump in atmosphere.
Yeah.
I think Arsenal, this is 3-0.
Ooh.
3-0 on the road. I think Arsenal butchers them.
All right.
I just think there's this new attack for Man United is going to take a little time to gel. I think the offense for Man United will gel at some point in the early months. But it's tough to open against the best defense in the league, and Arsenal has a bunch of guys that are really hungry to score a lot of goals.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say they do that 3-0 Arsenal. At the Stadium of Light, newly promoted Sunderland in a potential early season relegation clash hosting West Ham.
I'm gonna say Sunderland.
Ooh.
I think the fans are gonna show up. They're gonna create an atmosphere that is gonna be rough for West Ham. It's gonna be a 2-0 2-0 victory.
Okay, I like that. I'm gonna go Sunderland 2-1.
Okay.
I think Sunderland's defense is weak enough where West Ham will score, and they might score first, but Sunderland's going to do some damage in the second half and with the crowd and get that win. Last Saturday game, we have our only La Liga game at the Estadio de Mestalla. Valencia, two teams coming off of very struggling La Liga seasons.
Yeah.
Valencia and Real Sociedad, who are playing under new management for the first time in like 8 years.
Gonna say Valencia with a 2-1 draw. Or not draw, sorry. 2-1 win.
2-1?
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw.
Yeah, I was close. I was like, is it gonna be a draw?
I feel like week 1 in La Liga is going to have a lot of like 1-0, 0-0 games.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's all I'm going off of. Our one Sunday game at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea hosting Crystal Palace.
Chelsea.
Depending on who's on this Palace roster, this could be so much fun. This might be the most fun game to watch this weekend. Outside of maybe United and Arsenal if the offenses are cooking.
Yeah, I agree. It's gonna be exciting. So I'm gonna say Chelsea 3-2. I think it's just gonna be back and forth. I think it's gonna be Chelsea scores first, Palace, Chelsea, Palace, Chelsea.
I agree with you to an extent. Chelsea 4-2.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Chelsea 4-2. That's gonna wrap it for us. Coast to Coast Soccer Podcast with a logo, without creepy faces.
Dude, that was bad.
That was so bad. An AI-generated logo. It's back. It's better than ever. We're going to record every Thursday night. I don't know how early these are going to go onto Apple Music or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube yet. So I don't want to say releasing on a certain date yet. But, hey, if you want average soccer coverage from two average white boys,
come over here.
Come to Coast Soccer Pod.
That's where you want to be.
Oh, my God. All right, we'll see you guys next week with full reaction to Premier League Match Day 1 and even more of Graham grifting for Fulham. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.